You may have heard the phrase, focus on what you pay attention to because what you focus on grows. And yeah, that's a saying that is passed around and it is spoken of. And there's a lot of truth in that. And the truth in that is because the strength of the mental realm, as far as what you focus on, and that mental aspect and that system of focusing on something and then that growing is a big deal. And it's a big deal because if you're focusing on something constantly, then that same thing that you're focusing on is going to constantly be in your thoughts. It's going to constantly be something that you're thinking about. I mean, it just goes to show that if you go ahead and you tell yourself that you're not going to think a certain way, or you're going to focus on these things rather than these things, it really changes the state of your mental state of being. That's why it's such a powerful tool. And another thing is, if you're mentally wise and you're mentally intelligent, then you shouldn't feel bad about learning something from life, right? And it's not to be ashamed of, oh, I heard someone else's perspective, or I was trying to listen to what someone else had to say about it because I was struggling with it myself. There's nothing wrong with that. There's still value and respect in the fact that you, as an individual spirit, use your mental state to take that information in and are wise enough to be able to see, okay, I can see how that can apply. Okay, I can see where that would lead me. Okay, I can see how that advice or how that knowledge, how that wisdom can be applied in my own life. Actually taking it for what it is rather than just lip service, rather than just hearing what someone else wants to say as a form of entertainment. So what you focus on, it truly does grow. And when you're having thoughts that you might not have had before, or you're connecting the dots like you might not have been having connected the dots, and you think you're having some sort of awakening and you think you're becoming woke, whatever that is, what's going on is that you are expanding. Mentally, you're expanding. It just so happened that the space that you're in, you might not have expected it, so you may be kind of anxious, and you may be like, oh, I'm shying away from that expansion because I've been so comfortable and fixated into what things that I have been doing, and then all of a sudden I'm in a space of expansion. You might be a little nervous about that. That might have some sort of chaos energy kind of tied into it. But you have to work through that and have to realize that, okay, let me go ahead and collect these thoughts. What is this telling me? Like, what about that thought and what structure that thought had in that thought pattern and that thought process and that train of thought? Where was that train traveling to? And examine where that destination may be. Examine the stops that are in between on that travel, and start to take things and understand how things work in the life and learn from the life. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, the most wisest people, that's where they learn from. They've learned from life. They've learned by interacting with life. People that have invented things, people that have created things basically out of nothing, have gotten that with their interaction and their interface with the life in general. So don't be scared of being in a state of expansion, or a state of where, oh, everything all of a sudden I'm seeing things more clearer because of my mental, and now I'm starting to see where the pieces are put together and what picture they are forming once they're put together. Keep expanding. Don't stay stagnant. That would be the enemy of expansion. And expand in a way where that's for yourself, right? It's not, oh, I'm going to expand as far as I can expand and expand and expand for all this sort of attention and whatnot. If that's what you want as an individual, to grow and to do the work, then go out and do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Peace.